Kun Fuadi is now in Chiang Mai, right?
Yep.
And as we were talking earlier, that what is more threatening than the coronavirus in Chiang Mai is the air pollution caused by the smog problem, right?
Yeah, the smoke and the forest fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the issue with transportation is not a problem now because everyone is locked down and no one is really moving much. But the forest fire is the worst it has ever been in history. It's historic actually. So
Okay.
I was saying how without the COVID crisis, the forest fire would have been the biggest threat and the biggest national emergency right now.
I
Yeah.
see. So the smog problem seems to be overshadowed by the coronavirus pandemic now.
Yes, totally. Yes. And then I have made an argument before that I think it's time that the government and particularly the military, because they cannot really do much during COVID, to send all military assets and as much as possible that is enough to help with the fire. And then I don't think we are really seeing much. I mean, they have been sending, but I don't think it's on the scale that is enough to fight the fire.
Yeah. Kun Fuadi, normally you have to study in Oxford in UK, but right now you are in Thailand.
Yep.
Do you think you feel better or you are in a better position to be in Thailand right now?
I think it's a luxury to be in Thailand right now, to be at home. I have friends who are still in Oxford. They're quite scared. Yeah, because I mean the different approach that the government is taking, I think, because they went with the herd immunity kind of strategy, get everyone infected so everyone will be immune eventually. For us, I think we are much more of a conservative approach. Try to lock everyone down, social distancing, and even more like forced quarantine, forced lockdown, curfew at night. So I think it's a totally different strategy. I don't know. We will eventually know which one would work better. Yeah.
And you also just written article about changing landscape of geopolitics. So what's the challenge you see in terms of international security?
I think the lack of credibility that will from the West of how they have been addressing this issue, I think would send a signal that Western liberalism, democracy is not responding well. Western democracies are not responding well to this kind of emergency, this kind of crisis, which would mean that countries in Asia that are democratic, who have been doing better, Taiwan, you see Japan, you see Korea, would have to step up to protect this world, liberal order, to help America, to help the West, promoting this idea of democratic of rights, because I feel like there's a big clash right now. So if those countries don't step up, I think it's going to be problematic. And I have written about the rise of East Asian liberalism. So when you see the demise, you see the downfall of Western liberalism post-crisis, but then you might see, and I hope we would see that if the West couldn't hold it together, that the Eastern democratic country would step up and help show people that there is a balance. There's a way to make democracy work. There's a way to make democracy so that it delivers whatever the people need. So I think democratic beliefs, democratic ideas are being threatened right now.
I see. So under these present circumstances with this pandemic ravaging most of the world, so what do you think the democracies, especially in Western world, need to do to prove that this is a system that is more suitable for the world?
I think they would definitely have to go through a lot of reflection, a lot of I mean, I think it's a shame that Bernie pulled out of the nomination. Really. I think that hope for welfare.
It's a pity.
Yeah, that hope for socialism. I think that was people would be asking for after the crisis. I think, and then I think to move away from that, I think would put the West in even more of an isolationist mindset. Yeah. And I think it will be problematic. I think, and I just hope that Germany or some country will step up. If it's the West, it may be Germany. If it's the East, it may be Japan, Korea, who have done better at this. Yeah.
But Taiwan is doing not too bad. I mean.
Yeah, Taiwan. But Taiwan is democracy. Yeah, Taiwan is democracy too. So Taiwan Korea, Japan. Those
Yeah.
we will have high hopes for this country after COVID that they would step up and show the
Okay.
world that rights, freedom can still go hand in hand
Yeah.
with delivery of
That's right.
social
Yeah,
goods.
yeah, and press freedom too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we will have to look to them now. But then I have to say this with caveat because there is usually in this kind of pandemic there will be second and third wave and then we will see how they might fall at the second or third wave too.
But how do you see Thailand in this context?
Well, I think Thailand is a mixed bag. I think Thailand is neither a democratic, neither authoritarian. So I think I think you can't really say anything and then point to the causal direction that because Thailand is like this and respond well or not well because we are really a mixture of everything. But what I think the world might, I think academic political science scholars after this would have to throw everything on the table and then rethink everything again. That maybe democracy would be good under certain circumstances during peacetime, and then maybe you need to take back some rights during crisis. I think it may be a mixed kind of strategy. I don't know.
Yes.
So I think everything. I think we need to put everything on the table and see how to make this work now. Yeah.
Do you mean the end of globalization as we know it after this crisis?
I think that's a big claim. There will still be some globalization, but I think the feeling of nationalism, the feeling of using local, supporting local shops, local manufacturers, I think will come back. If you remember, after 1997, Asian financial crisis, we have Thai Pure Thai campaign, we have Chai Khong Thai campaign, use Thai product, travel in Thailand. I think that will come back, and then that in itself will probably scroll back some globalization in a sense that of trade of goods. But I think in terms of service, in terms of communication, I think it will still be there. We still watch YouTube. We still talk to friends on over messengers. I think that will continue. But I think in terms of product, goods, I think you'll probably see less of that. Or you will see a slow climb until we really get to that point of normalcy again, I think. Yeah.
You also mentioned new form of threat in security. New form, new non-traditional threat. Can you enlarge on that?
I think the focus on non-traditional, because the world has always focused on traditional security, which is military related, war related, arms related. Those are what countries are usually obsessed with when they look at security. But then there is another notion called non-traditional security, which has not really been a focus in terms of academia, even in terms of in the practical world. But I think after this, we'll put a lot more attention to non-traditional security. Non-traditional security means threats that are not from states, threats that are not military, not arms related, not war. You look at issues like refugee, you look at issues like even terrorism, climate change. And right now we have forest fire in Chiang Mai, haze, trans-boundary haze, and then you also have the diseases now. So I think those kind of securities will be much bigger focus after this.
But I'm sure that after all this is over, the world will look at China very differently.
Yeah, I think China has done well with PR, with promoting what they have done. We also should question the statistics that come out of China. China was the start of all this. If they were much more open about when they discover, the world may not be struggling like this right now. So there are problems with how China is handling this. But based on what we are seeing in media, what we are seeing the reports of coming out of China or even picking up by other sources, it seems like they are emerging quite well. And you see American decline in relative terms. If China doesn't do anything, China is already gaining something. But then the most important thing is you are also seeing absolute rise in power of China. and not just the US and the West declining, but China itself is also stepping up. I think you already see this in the post subprime crisis when the US was really taken back and really becoming more isolated. You see China becoming more aggressive in the South China Sea. If I think something like that will happen again, China will feel more empowered to do things, and they are already doing. They're going to Africa, going all these countries to donate goods to help other countries, and I think you will see more of that. China will feel more confident, while the US will feel less confident. And it's the two countries that one represent liberal democracy, another one, China, representing non-democracy. I think if like I say, if Eastern countries like Japan, who used to be proxy of the US, don't step up, I think we will have problems.
Yeah. Fuadi, you also mentioned the rise of Eastern democracy and Asia-centric. So what's the opportunity you see for Thailand?
Oh, the opportunity for Thailand, I feel like if we could demonstrate, if we could come out of this crisis better than the rest of ASEAN, it's hard to beat Singapore, but I think we are in the running comparing to other countries. And I think if we can put hold our economy together, I think we are at an advantage of a lot of people. I think we can still close down our country and still have masks and still have food. I think that's a big plus. Because other countries don't. Like the US, if they close down all the factories like in Asia, so I think a lot of foods are from elsewhere. So I think that's difficult. I think Thailand is set to survive this. Whether we would miss that opportunity or not, I think remains to be seen. Yeah. I think it's a long-term term. You won't see any immediate result. It will be a couple of years to see how we have reacted to this. Yeah.
Yes. And has COVID-19 affected your thesis, your PhD thesis?
Yes, definitely, because now I'm busy with a lot of things. With forest fire as well, a lot of media comments, a lot of people asking me for opinion, a lot of things I'm doing as well. I'm involved with small SMEs here in the north, working in coffee business, and we are affected because all the coffee shops around the world are closed. So we have to survive. So there's a lot of things going on right now.
Okay.
But I think the university are talking of not postponing, allowing students to take it easy for a semester, for a term. So I think if students apply, or they are trying to put everything online right now to study online, and if you have stuff to submit, dissertation, thesis to submit, and I think they have said that they would allow one term extension for free. So I think I'm quite happy about that. But then it's not even if I'm free that I can really do much because of everything that's going on. Yeah.